I just have a short word, my opinion, of course, to my Christian sisters and brothers and my LGBT sisters and brothers who may also be Christians. I don't know, but I'm just separating it out like that. Well, I'll put it like this. I'm going to say this to some of my Christian sisters and brothers, and also some of my LGBT sisters and brothers, because on both sides, there are probably people, that feel differently on the other extreme of the coin or whatever. But anyway, I just, I see all of this, fighting among, I'll call them believers, and the LGBT community, Well, one of the things is, people that believe in the Bible and they're pretty strict, on their belief in the Bible. They just can't get with, this LGBTQ thing. And, I mean, is it really fair to expect them to, truly? I mean, people that have believed and been taught, that the LGBTQ lifestyle is not something to do, we all, what the Bible says about it, so you can't expect them to just, throw all of that out the window and just welcome you with open arms, your lifestyle and everything. It's just not going to happen. And it's really not fair to expect them to, It's just not. Now, on the other side, on the other hand, on the other side of the coin, I think that some believers are really too harsh on that community as well, So, and the reason I say that is because I don't know if they take into consideration that some people are abused, molested, whatever, and, kind of forced into that type of lifestyle. And, once a person is in it, I'm sure it's difficult to get out of it or to do something different, So I've talked about this a little bit a lot on one of my previous videos a while back, uh, because, you know, although a lot of people seem to be tolerant, or, you know, don't have a problem with the LGBTQ community, you know. They just see them as people living their lives, you know, the way they want to. So, but I had a friend, you know, a gay friend that, and I've told this story more than once, you know, that was, you know, molested or abused when he was a child, you know. And, you know, he thought, you know, that life, what was being done to him was normal, you know. And then when he found out it wasn't, you know, he tried to change, but I guess he was so used to, you know, he just, you know, he tried to date girls, have, you know, and really had relations with girls and everything, but, you know, he just, I guess, you know, he had been conditioned for that lifestyle. So, anyway, so I have compassion for the LGBT community. I don't know why they are, I just say gay, you know. They, you know, they have different, I guess, categories or whatever, you know, within that. But, you know, I don't hate them, or I would never I don't treat anyone bad, you know. I'm not going to do that. That's just not me, you know. So, because, you know, my gay friend that I had, this was years ago, he was working at the company I was working for as a temporary, you know, employee, as a temp. And, you know, no one else in my group, you know, would really have anything to do with them, you know. Not really, you know. But I befriended him, you know. We would go out to lunch. We actually became quite good friends, you know. I really miss him, you know. He passed away from AIDS, very young, so handsome. But anyway, so, you know, I have compassion for them. I don't know why, you know, they're gay. I'm sure some of them are like my friend, you know, they were forced into that. So to be so harsh, you know, towards them, I don't think it's right. That's not right either, you know, that's not fair either, you know. Because we don't know. I mean, some say they were born like that, you know. Some people swear that these little children have been acting like that from day one, you know, feminine, you know, especially boys, you know. So I don't know if that's true or not, you know, if you can be born like that. But I do know you can be forced into that, you know. So we don't know. And even Jesus was compassionate, you know, towards the prostitute. No, she wasn't a prostitute. She was a woman who had committed adultery, and they were going to stone her to death, you know. But Jesus said, let him who was without sin cast the first stone. So, there you go. But, I don't know, you know. That's all I'm going to say about it, because I'm not going to give my opinions on nothing else about that. You know, my whole point of this little short talk was that each side should be considerate and compassionate, you know, towards the other. And LGBT community, you've got to understand that, you know, some people just can't accept it because there are places in the Bible where it says such lifestyles are an abomination, you know, unto God. So, and so you've just got to understand it. And vice versa. You know, Bible believers, you need to show some compassion, you know. I'm not saying you've got to embrace that lifestyle or even like it. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying, you know, you could have a little compassion, you know, towards the gay community, because you don't know why they're gay. You don't know if they were born like that, and if they were born like that, they can't help it. And if they were forced into that lifestyle, my goodness, more likely than not, they can't help it. They can't change. Now, I know some people do turn away from that. You know, I've heard of that. And, but you got to be real strong to do that. I don't think everybody's strong enough to do it, you know, because even the Bible tells you the flesh is weak, baby. The flesh is weak. So, you know, we need to be just compassionate and understanding towards one another, and realize that we're all a little bit different. I mean, even if you're in the same group, you know, we all have our unique personalities and quirks and things. So that's all I have to say about it, you know. And some, you know, I'm gonna just say this one thing, a little more here. It is very, very, I'm sure, disturbing to the people that genuinely feel that the gay lifestyle is an abomination, you know. It's just not acceptable at all. I am sure that they are just mortified at seeing so much same-sex stuff, you know, everywhere. When I say everywhere, I mean everywhere. You know, I mean, just imagine my gay sisters and brothers. What's that like for them? Now, you got to look beyond, you know, your, I don't know, your new rights, you know, and everything. And I know you expect to be accepted in society, you know, now that everything is out in the open. But just imagine how these folk are feeling. And it has nothing, well, in most cases, I don't think it has anything to do with you personally. It's their faith, their belief. And you have to consider that. You just have to. And just like they have to consider your lifestyle, why you are in that lifestyle. So, I mean, it could be many reasons you're in that lifestyle. Now, I do believe some of these folks out here are just doing something, you know. They're just experimenting, you know. This is a new thing, you know. They got to have them a man and a woman now, you know, and all of that foolishness, you know. So, you know, because there have been instances where, you know, this year, you know, a person is in a same-sex, well, they were, you know, they were in a heterosexual relationship, you know. And they got out of that. They decided they were gay, you know, so they were in a same-sex relationship. And lo and behold, then they went back to being a hetero. So, you know, come on. Some of it is for people just doing something, okay? But a lot of it, most of it, I don't think it's that. You know, I really don't, you know. I think it's two things. I think it's either, of course, I don't know. You know, I'm saying people are not born like that, you know. But I don't know, you know. I would never say for sure, you know, because I don't know, you know. But my thinking is, you know, based on what I know and I've heard and I've read or whatever, there's a good possibility there that is not true. But I leave room for the possibility that it is true. You know, some things we just don't know. Okay? So, but I also, because of what my friend told me, I believe the bulk of people that live a gay lifestyle have been persuaded to be that way by someone else who was already in that lifestyle. Okay? I really do. Now, I could be wrong. Now, I saw a video not too long ago where they were talking on this subject, you know, of, you know, people being gay and, you know, it was a Christian thing, you know, they were talking. But so many people in the comments said that they were abused as a child and forced into that lifestyle. And they had gotten out of it, you know, some of them. So I really do believe that most of it is that. And that's why it is so, I am mystified as to why no one ever talks about that. But anyway, so my Christian sisters and brothers, we need to be compassionate towards our gay sisters and brothers also. Just as they need to be compassionate towards Christian sisters and brothers. Because you cannot expect them to just throw their faith out of the window, you know. You can't. I wish more people would come forward. Well, that's a whole nother thing. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about it. We all need to be compassionate towards each other because we don't know each other's story. Not really. We don't. We don't. That's why we need to love each other regardless. We do. But anyway, until next time, over and out.